So first step with the base makeup is that don't forget to apply your favorite moisturizer, guys. Be it any moisturizer that you use on regular basis, just like apply moisturizer, because skin prep is like very important. I actually used the Marc Jacobs moisturizer already. So apply your favorite moisturizer, and then on top of that, apply a primer. So now I'm going to take this MAC Prep and Primer. So the key here is that when you have that dull looking skin, try to go with a primer that's not completely, you know, like drying matte. Because if you actually apply something that's like too much matte, then you're gonna take away that shine on skin. So in turn, that's, you know, that will not give that radiance, you know, that fresh faced look. So try to apply a primer that's little bit onto that radiant side and not to that, you know, drying matte formula. So the next key important step is that color correction. So when you don't have that proper sufficient sleep and end up with some dark circles or like puffy eyes, then color correcting works like really best to cancel out that you know, that darkness under the eyes, or like basically to hide any sort of like pigmentation that we have, you know, like be it like chin here, like anywhere. Just color correction works like really best. So when you want to cancel out that under eye dark circles or like pigmentation, then orange color corrector is key, guys. So this one from LA Girl is so brilliant. It's super pigmented. The formula is like really good. You don't need like too much. You just need like a little, like literally a little goes a long way. Ooh, that much. Even that is like actually more, you know. Like literally a little goes a long way with this product. So I'm just gonna take this, you know, like a stippling brush, and I'm just gonna, you know, like blend this product. So you can actually take a, you know, like stippling brush, or you can just actually, you know, like take a sponge as well. And when you just like take that stippling brush, guys, like try to work it out in that circular motions. And for the under eye part, I'm actually gonna take the beauty blender and just like, you know, blend that out. I'm just like setting everything with the beauty blender. Now just like take a concealer, which is like a very close match to your skin tone. I'm just gonna take, you know, like this shade and just blending that out. So when you're actually picking like this shade of concealer, guys, try to make sure that you pick the shade which is like very close match to your skin tone and not something that's like lighter, because if you use like a lighter color, that's gonna turn up gray. So now we're going to go with the foundation, and for foundation I'm going to take this Physicians Formula, the Healthy Foundation. So now I have to tell you guys like one important thing about this foundation, that this foundation just makes my skin look so beautiful. Like literally this foundation makes me fall in love with my skin. This foundation has that beautiful, you know, like satin finish. So it's not entirely matte, it's not entirely, you know, like too much radiant. So it doesn't make your skin look like oily, but it isn't like drying on skin. So it's a very good formula for both like dry skin, combination skin, oily skin. The only problem is that they don't have like a wider shade range, but if you guys can actually get a shade match, then the formula is just bomb. It's on my hair. Ooh, it's just so bomb. I mean, I like literally, this foundation is my favorite than all other high-end foundations that I own right now. It's actually I'm not even like reaching out for NARS or like any other foundation anymore. I'm literally going with only this foundation. It's that beautiful. Okay, you know that. Okay, like this is just such a brilliant formula foundation, guys. It looks so healthy on skin. Okay, so I'm just taking a beauty blender and I'm gonna blend this whole foundation out just in dabbing motion. So when you're actually picking up the foundation for this sort of like look, when you have that tired dull looking skin, try not to go with a completely matte foundation, because when you're actually depleting that radiance from skin by applying a matte foundation, then you're actually defeating the whole purpose of this fresh faced look. So just to make this whole look a little more awakening, fresh, like radiant, because like radiant skin looks so good. So, you know, just to make it that way, try to use something like a radiant finish foundation or like a, you know, like soft matte formula. or something that's like a very satiny formula, instead of like something that's like a very, you know, like drying, you know. Don't pick a foundation something like Huda, because Huda is super drying. So you can actually take the Maybelline Fit Me as well, because that's not like super drying as Huda. So again, take some good amount of time for blending, because just make this foundation look like it's your second skin. And when picking up the shader foundation, guys, you know, picking the formula is important, and also picking the right shade is also key here, because you don't want to pick something that's like way lighter than your skin tone, because if you take something that's like way lighter than your skin tone, then you will be ending up like looking gray, because the foundation will oxidize on skin if it's not a shade match. So in that way, it'll not like make the look bright. Now comes again another important part to brighten up your skin. So that is applying a concealer. So now when you're picking up this concealer, again, make sure that this is something like, again, a radiant finish formula, and not again something that's like very drying. You know, like again, Huda concealer is super drying. So don't pick something that's like that drying. Instead, pick something that's like, you know, a little more onto that soft matte formula. Something like Maybelline Fit Me, or the NARS Radiant is again a very nice creamy, you know, concealer. So pick something that's like creamy. So yeah, just to make that whole look little more like, you know, like fresh, and to brighten up that whole look, we have to apply like a lighter shade of concealer on all that areas where it reflects light. So that's basically under the eye, so bridge of the nose, a little bit on the forehead, Cupid's bow, and on chin. Right now I'm not actually ordering any makeup, guys. I'm just like making use of like whatever products are there with me. So I'm just like blending this concealer out. So this kind of like instantly brightens up that whole look. So if you actually want to go a little lighter and make your skin tone like look a little more brighter, take a lighter shade of concealer, but not actually a lighter shade of foundation. So now for the blush. So I'm gonna take this one from Maybelline. So it's called Maybelline Cheek Heat Blusher. It's actually a cream blush. This is in the shade called Rose Vibrant 20. So why I'm actually taking a cream blush, I'm gonna tell you why. Because you know what, this whole look is all about bringing that radiance, you know, that luminosity, the dewiness to the look, rather than going something that's like drying and looking cakey. So for that, you know, like any sort of like cream blush works better over a powder blush. So in case if you don't own a cream blush, you can also use like any sort of like cream lipstick that you have, guys. Just it just works really well as a cream blush. So I'm just gonna take this back of my hand like that. This color is so beautiful. They have like a very nice, you know, like shade range in these blushes, and they're very affordable. Like it's from Maybelline, and the quality is bomb.com. So you guys should check it out. And now I'm just gonna take a, you know, like flat foundation. So I'm just gonna take a flat foundation brush. You can also apply it with fingers as well, but I'm just gonna take a brush, and just applying this in that blush area. And I'm just like dabbing that product. So I'm just like taking this blush all the way up, because you know that's gonna give a good lift to the you know, like to the cheeks. So you know, like adding a blush is so important for this look, guys. Actually for any look, but for this look it's like way more important, because after applying like that whole foundation and thing, you will be literally removing off that natural flush of color on your cheeks. So to bring back that flush of color, we should apply blush. So just like, you know, you can build up the intensity how much ever you want. Even if you go a little overboard with the blush, don't worry, because blush is like the first thing in makeup that just gets wear off super quickly. So even if you go a little extra with the blush, that's all right, that's okay. I'm just gonna take a little bit on this nose just to match everything up like that. So now for the powder, because you just need to set this makeup in place, but don't use too much of powder. Just use a little bit of amount, especially on the T-zone area where the makeup tends to get like little oily and kind of like wear off. For that, I'm gonna take this Wet n Wild, you know, like a Mega Glow Contour Palette Duo. I'll be leaving all the product details in the description box below. I'm just gonna take this light powder shade, just with the powder brush with a very light hand, and I'm not applying anything like too much, and I'm just gonna set the under eye. And I'm not taking this powder on my blush area, so I'm just setting only that under eye. So you don't need to apply like too much of powder, guys. Just like remember that you don't want to take away that shine from skin. Okay, now I'm gonna do some contouring, and for contour I'm gonna take the same, you know, the bronzer that we have here with the bronzer brush, and I'm gonna do the contour. So I'm not going any sort of like overboard with the contour, but I'm just doing a little bit of it just to bring that shape and dimension to the face. I'm gonna take this super nice pretty, you know, cream color base from MAC. It's called Improper Copper. I'm just gonna take that with fingers. So this is basically like a multi-purpose product, you know. You can use this as like an eyeshadow, you know, like base. You can use this as a highlighter. It's a multi-purpose product. I'm just gonna take a bit of that with my fingers and gonna apply this on the high points. So this doesn't have any sort of like that, you know, like shimmer, you know, the glittery shimmer. So it's basically like very soft, super buttery cream colored base. So it just gives a very nice glowy sort of like look without making it look overpoweringly glowy. And now what I'm gonna do is that I'm just taking the same cream color base with my fingers, and I'm gonna apply this on the eyelid. So now this is gonna act as the base for the next you know, shadow that we're going to apply. I'm just going to take highlighter, you know. For highlighter, I'm going to take the Becca Chloe Malika BFF palette, and I'm just going to take highlighter brush, and we're going to highlight the skin. So now again, highlighter is super key here, guys. Whether you layer your highlighter or you don't, that's completely up to you, but I love layering because it just gives a really nice healthy radiant glow to the skin. But if you don't want to layer your highlighter, try to make sure that you apply at least a powder color, try to make sure that you apply at least that powder highlighter on skin, because highlighter is so pretty and it just brings that really nice glow to the skin. It's super important. It just makes your skin look so healthy, glowy, whatnot. So I'm just gonna apply this right on the high points. I'm just gonna take a little bit on that area. Again, this is actually one of my favorite highlighters right now, because this is again like a very finely milled highlighter. Looks so good on the Indian complexion. Looks bomb. So in case if you want a good highlighter from drugstore, then Maybelline Master Chrome is the best, guys, like the best. And I'm just gonna take the same highlighter and I'm gonna apply a bit of it under my brow bone. What you can do is just take the same highlighter with your fingers and apply this on top of that cream color base. So why we're actually applying a sort of like cream, you know, like shimmer shade on the lid is because, so when we apply the shimmer shade on lid, that actually, you know, like reflects the light, and it just makes the look like a lot more brighter and shiny. Instead of like matte shade, prefer applying a shimmer shade on lid area especially. You can just like play with colors in the crease area, but try to make sure that you apply the shimmer shade on lid. So now I'm just gonna take, you know, a bronzer. You can just like use the previous bronzer, or I'm just you know, it has got like a bronzer here as well. So I'm just going to take that bronzer shade with a fluffy blending brush, and I'm just going to apply that slightly in the crease to give a bit of definition, but not too much. So I'm just taking a pencil brush. You can take any pencil brush that you have. So just to make the whole look like tied together and just to add a little more definition on that bottom lash line, I'm just taking that bronzer in there. So now I'm going to take the mascara from Maybelline. This is the Falsies Lash Lift Mascara. This is again a very, very beautiful mascara. Just gives a good lengthening, good volume without making the lashes look clumpy. So now we're going to go with the lipstick. So for lipstick, I'm just going to tell you guys like one, like super important trick here. So if you guys have like warm toned complexion, just make sure that you pick shades something that are more close to the tangerine side or like peachy side. If you have like a cool tone complexion, pick something that's like more onto the pinky side, but just don't pick something that's like into that brown family, you know, like basically like the brown toned nudes or be it like dark browns, sort of like shades make you look like a lot more dull. So especially when you have that dull, tired looking skin, they don't look so flattering. So to brighten up the look, just make sure that you use something tangerine, peachy or pinky toned lipstick. So this lipstick from Kylie, it's called Autumn. The shade is so pretty. It's onto that tangerine, you know, like peachy shade side. So I just like love to apply this on my lips. I hope you guys will like this makeup tutorial. You guys will like this makeup techniques, the look, and in case if you do so, then please don't forget to give this video a like, share, comment down below, and also please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. That means so much to me. So do show some love and support to my channel by clicking that subscribe button below and also turning on that notification bell icon so that you guys can get notifications whenever I upload a new video. So also do follow me on my Instagram as well, because I'll be putting up like makeup tutorials and beauty related stuff on my IGTV as well. So in case if you guys want to check that out, do follow me on my Instagram. So the handle is Keerthi Kumar Makeup. I'll be leaving the direct link to all my social medias down there in the description box below, so you guys can check it out. So yeah, that's all for this video, guys. We'll be seeing you soon with another video. Till then, have a great day. Bye.